speak by myself for the next hour or two or three or four, then you're going to have to fill in the blanks, all right? Speaking of that, hello.
Hello?
Hello?
When's the last day?
When's the last day?
Yes.
For what?
The big goodbye.
The big goodbye? There will be no big goodbyes.
What do you mean?
Well, there's not going to be a big goodbye.
Are you serious?
There might be a small goodbye, but not a big goodbye.
So what does that mean?
So that means there'll be a smaller than what you would expect goodbye.
So you're not going?
I didn't say that. I am going.
Where?
I don't know.
Hey, I know this good friend of mine. He has a station in Immokalee.
In where?
Immokalee.
What's Immokalee?
It's where all the alligators are. They have, like, ratings amongst the alligators.
I see.
And he has a Spanish station. Do you know how to speak Spanish?
Would you answer me a question?
Yes.
Why is it that no matter how hard you try to sound like an 85-year-old Miami Beach Jew, you still sound like a 19-year-old punk? How is it that you
wait, how old?
I don't know, 19? Are you even that old yet?
19.
17? What am I going to do without getting your letters every month? This is the biggest loss of all.
Did you see the last one?
Yeah.
Did you like your picture?
Not particularly.
Oh.
I've had better pictures taken of me than the one you happen to publish in there.
Well, that's the only one that was in the Herald.
That was the only one? Yeah, you're right. Well, the Herald's never done any favors for me, so what can I tell you? They have a nice picture of Sandy, though. I mean, that was a nice picture.
Yes.
But I don't have a good picture.
I know her son personally.
How nice. Oh, then you're not that old, and you must be about 17.
I'm a senior citizen.
A senior? You're more like a senior in high school.
Can I tell... No.
No.
Can I tell you, and I graduated in 1932.
You could tell me that, but I wouldn't believe it.
Okay, good. I have to tell you an important story. You know Dr. Bernard?
Yeah, one of your favorites, I hear.
Yes, Dr. Bernard. Well, anyways, I was listening to...
Why do you even bother calling him? Why do you even call Dr. Bernard?
Think of all the millions of people. I mean, when I go on that show, it's more people than you have listening to in your whole month.
That's exactly right.
Millions and millions of people.
Billions and billions of people.
Millions of people.
Billions.
All
it's
over
broadcast all over the world.
All over the United States. About Mike Miller.
Yeah. Oh, that's delightful.
You didn't hear about that?
I didn't know. Did you talk about me on his show?
Yes, I told him that you love him, and I told him that you were on the station that he was carried. I mentioned you with NR's name.
And Al's name?
R, as in the radio.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
And he says, oh, I know that person. See, in broadcasting, it's a very little town. And I know Mike Miller. He's a good American. That's what Dr.
Is that what he said? I've never met the man before.
He says he heard about you.
He's heard about me. Well, who hasn't now?
He's the owner of Steak and Shake. And
then ask him why he closed the St. Petersburg one and why they won't open one in Miami.
Well,
maybe that's what I'll do after this week. I'll open up a Steak and Shake franchise in Miami.
Because they know that
Rudy's.
Because they know that every time when Mike Miller speaks,
yeah,
people seldom listen.
That's true. Well, I can't say that for you today.
But I congratulate you on beating Mr. Alice.
Hey, that was pretty good, wasn't it? I didn't get. Did you get those monthly figures? I haven't seen the monthlies.
Oh yes, he had. I think it was like 12,000 people, and he had 12. Something like that.
No, did you get the breakdown of that, FC? I didn't see him. I heard it discussed, but I didn't see the final numbers.
Why isn't your good buddy in programming giving you the numbers?
Well, I saw the 12+ numbers, but we all know that's not all that dependable.
Can I ask you? Can I take you up on a real comment and watch you wimp out?
And watch me do what?
Wimp out.
Wimp out?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Okay, then listen very carefully. Now, you say you've been in broadcasting how long?
18 years.
18 years?
Yeah.
That was 20. Anyways,
close.
Now you know and I know that we're not supposed to talk about the book, right?
Right.
On the air.
Right.
Now you had a caller, was it Tuesday the 18th, something like that. I have the date written down right over here.
Yeah.
On my little thing.
Right on your little thing?
Thursday on the 18th.
Is there enough room?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're doing shock radio?
You got to hold off now for a minute because I got to take a news break, but I won't let you go, all right? I mean, this is our fond salute here to Fruitcake, so we'll keep them on for a moment. It's 2:31, and we'll continue right after we get to... WIOD. 2:33, and we have one line open in date, and I'm not lying, just one, 751-9463. I'm also not lying when I tell you there's one line open in North Palm Beach at 655-9463. And let's go back to Mr. Entertainment of Talk Radio.
I was on the line with my source.
With your source, yeah.
And my source says, I don't know, but all I know is he beat Mike. No, he beat Al and Alice, yes.
Oh. Well,
whatever, it doesn't matter.
What do you mean it does? It doesn't matter to you.
That's right, but you beat him.
Good.
Yes.
He has a very big following. Well, whatever the reason, I'm not going to yell about it.
What?
Whatever the reason, I'm not going to complain about it.
Can I take a shot at Joe for a second?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
You take no shots at anybody on this program.
Okay.
All
now,
right.
here's the topic. Now, on the 18th, they had this man call up and tell you, oh, Dr. Fad was wonderful, and this guy was wonderful, and everybody was wonderful.
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, I got a call from the people at Arbitron, and they asked me this, and they asked me that, and I asked them this, and what's the shoe size, and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And then you, Smarty, go ahead and you say to him, did you write me down?
Yeah.
Now, according to the bylaws and try-laws of this book...
How many laws?
Bylaws and try-laws.
And co-tra-laws.
That's true.
And kafim clause. How many ever,
You're not supposed to do that.
Oh, that's a no-no.
Correct.
Oh.
Now you did it.
Well, what can I tell you? I guess I'm guilty.
Are you trying to leave a grand entrance? Are you trying to make your mark on South Florida radio?
I'm not trying. I already have.
You have?
Absolutely.
Do you remember your first caller?
No.
You don't? You
No.
remember your first guest?
No.
You don't?
No.
The people when you talked about the Chinese stars in the flea markets.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that?
I remember that show. Was that my first show?
That was your first show.
I'll be a son of a gun. You've got a great memory.
And do you remember who was your first caller?
No. Were you?
Yes.
I'll be damned.
So listen, have a nice life.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be hearing you with Lee in the morning. Is that where you're going to do a duet?
I'm not spreading any duo rumors. I don't do any rumors.
Why don't you get a job at Y100?
Doing what?
You can do overnight. They're looking for an overnight man to do a talk show there and music.
A talk show and music?
Yes, you can be Mr. Speakerphone.
Fruitcake, it's been a real pressure.
I know, but I still think you're a breath of, you know what?
I know what you think.
O2H.
I understand what you're saying.
Good
Take
luck.
care. Goodbye. Good luck. Have a good one. Aziz and Pesach, whatever you want to say. Okay, that was the infamous Fruitcake, folks, by the way, in case you didn't catch on. And I figured that would be a good fond farewell. Wasn't that a fond farewell to Fruitcake from WIOD? What the hell, right? Boy, did he blow off half the audience or what? Fruitcake, guess what? They're calling you boring now. Before you know it, you're going to start being called boring. You're not spicy enough here, fella. Be careful. You're going to lose your grip on this market. Chuck and Boca, hello. Hello, Chuck and Boca. We even lost. It's at line 7, isn't it? Every time that people get on line 7, they get snake bitten. All right, let's go. Is Bernie there? Okay. Hello, Bernie.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Bernie.
I'm a little confused. Are you actually going off
Yes.
this station?
Yeah, I'm going off. Friday's my last day.
But you're so nice to listen to. What, is there any reason for it?
Well, the management really does want to get into it, and I can't blame them because I don't want to make the whole show of,
I know
a
that,
trash the management show or, oh, Mike, we're going to miss your show.
Mike, that Steve is on from 2 to 6. I know he's supposed to be there.
I don't know when they're going to be in.
He's 2, but how about the morning? There's other times for you, another thing. In other words, you don't want to pursue it?
This is not my decision, Bernie, and I don't want to make it
Don't they have to give you a reason?
No.
I'll tell you frankly, you're as easy and not good to listen to as that certain fat talk host who's always bragging about his figures. Frankly, I can't understand it. No, I'm serious, Mike.
I know. Well, because people like cheap talk, so they listen a lot to that.
In other words, they're hooked on shock.
Yeah, that's the new phase. It's, it's the hula hoop in 1987.
Do you have any plans or to continue in talk radio?
Oh, I've been in talk radio
I know
all of my adult life, so I'm going to continue in talk radio.
But there's nothing definite.
Nothing definite in Miami.
And also Sandy is on, too. She's also
That's
nice.
true, yeah. Listen, Bernie, I don't want to cut you real short here, but the management has asked
good luck to you, Mike,
I
whatever
appreciate
you
it.
do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. 2:38 on 610 WIOD, 22 minutes away from 3 o'clock, and we do have some lines that are open. And let's just see if we can get through an entire show without doing any issues at all. I mean, is that possible? They say that I'm an issue-oriented talk show. Well, let's prove them wrong. Obviously, there are many things we can discuss other than my situation here at the station or the station itself or whatever without having to really delve into issues. Let's see if we can keep it going. Just look at the response when you say, let's do something that has no sense to it at all, right? Hello, Jeff in Miami Beach.
Well, looks like I'm going to blow it right off the bat.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Listen, it happens to the best of us.
I think I have an answer for that hour where you don't want to say open phones.
Open lines, open phones, right.
Public opinion, though I don't think that sits well with management there.
An entertainment program. At least he considers it to be entertaining, and that's fine, and so do a lot of people, apparently, because his ratings are great. But it's not a talk show, at least not the kind of talk show that most of us are used to hearing, right?
Well, I like to get the people who do the Arbitron and find out if they have a litmus test.
Well, why don't you talk about the people who fill them out? Maybe those are the people who should get the test.
True. But I do want to wish you well wherever you do go, and I hope you stay in town. That's all I can say.
Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it publicly again. If I have my druthers, I will like to stay in Miami. I enjoy my house. I enjoy living in Hollywood. My wife has her family here in Florida, and we've really enjoyed after the show.
That's terrible.
Well, that's also silly, and it's a stupid position to take because we all know you can't become infected by being in a room with someone who has AIDS. It just shows you how...
That's what they say, but, well, maybe they could have rigged something up, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I just thought the whole thing was rather